Hi, Dawn Lewis here, and today we're talking about stamps. Not postage stamps, no, we're talking about stamps that are fun. Okay, so I've got 5 different kinds of stamps to talk to you about. Number 1, digital stamps. I am going to do a longer video on digital stamps and show you some screenshots and some screen action of how to use them. But I love digital stamps because you can change the size, you can merge them together, and you don't have to find anywhere to put them. They just sit on your computer. They're pretty darn cool. The other great thing about digital stamps, they're cheap. They're so cheap. Number 2, let's talk acrylic stamps. Acrylic stamps are clear. They're fantastic. You can see exactly where you're stamping them. They can be tricky to ink up. My best advice is to ink them up with something like a StazOn ink rather than a water-based ink the first few times you use them, and that will prime them really well for future use. I love them. They're cheap and they're really easy to see exactly where you're stamping. Number 3, polymer stamps or photopolymer stamps. These are also clear. You can tell the difference between acrylic and polymer by the smell. When you open a pack of polymer, it's got this really distinct smell about it. I love them because they pretty much ink up for perfection the very first time you use them. So these are great. You can see through them. They don't take up much space, nice and thin in your collection. And I will be bringing you some tutorials on how to use these cool little KennyK sets. One set 3 ways, and one won't even involve colouring. I love my colouring, but I know not everybody does. Number 4, cling stamps. Okay, I love these because they have the awesomeness of rubber, which means you get a great impression. But this cling on this side is printed so you can see exactly where you're placing them. And being not on a block, having a cling, it means they're not going to take up much space in your stash. Okay, so they're really good. And they are not quite as expensive as a wood-mounted stamp, but they're not quite as cheap as an acrylic or a polymer stamp. Number 5. Easy mount stamps. Again, we have rubber. I love this set. This is Darkroom Door. It's a fairly new edition, and it came like this, just like this. So everything was already cut out, which I love, and it was already on its easy mount, which I also love. With the clings and with these, you need, number 6, acrylic blocks. Super easy. You literally just put them on and they cling, and you clean them and you take them off. That's it. If you are using acrylic, polymer, or cling stamps of any kind, you must have an acrylic block. I have a few different sizes. I particularly like this one. It's nice and big. I use this for background stamps, but I also have the little small one, and if I can get my hands on one half that size, I will, because having a small stamp on a really big block kind of rocks around. It's not super stable, and I do prefer to use a block that's pretty close to my stamp size. You, however, don't have to have tons of blocks. Just get something that suits the kind of stamps you're buying. I do have another video that goes a lot more into stamping. I'll pop a link to that one down below. If you haven't done already, why not subscribe to my channel, and I will be bringing you more vlog and tutorial videos in the very near future. I hope that you have an excellent crafty day. If you can get some stamping in, all the better. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye for now.